Hello, I'm Czardus, and let's play City Skylines. Welcome back to Middleshire. This will be episode 5 in the series, and today we are going to be adding more population and trying to grow the city as usual. But what I want to do is really try and, our unemployment rate is currently at about 4%. Oh, I need to unpause. There we go. So we can have some movement there. But if we get more people and get that unemployment rate a bit higher, then we can then turn back and add more jobs. And that's how we grow a city. We go back and forth between adding people and adding jobs. So let's go ahead and jump in here. So I was just noticing, okay, here's our market. We could get another road in here, and actually some people were commenting that if I go deeper here, we can get more, but I think we might be able to here. Let's take one of these out and go deep that way and see what comes in. Nothing came in. Let's go 3 deep then. So what do we get here? No, I don't like that. We're gonna go back to the one by only 1 deep. I like that style the best. Maybe it was the 2 by... Okay, wait. Let's try one more. We're experimenting a little bit here. If it's 2 by 2, what comes in then? Oh, Tutbury College has reached level 2. That is the park, not the actual college itself. But it's good to know that we have reached level 2. We might want to add some things to other parts at some point. But we'll come back to this and see what comes in there. But in the meantime, we have a demand for residential. And I agree with the demand, although we are filling in a little bit here. Unemployment is 5%, so we will be able to get a little bit more built, and we just have to figure out where we're going to put it. I think this is going to be more commercial over in here. Oh, and what we can do is we can upgrade to high density. That's really how we are upgrading our amount of stuff right now. Okay, this building came in, and that is definitely not what I want. We're going to stick with the 1 by 1s. Now we're going to come in and get more of the high density. I'm going to pause the game while we do this, because otherwise we could mess up things that we don't want to mess up. There we are. We'll let those fill in before we add more stuff. Now, I've had a couple people say that we should add something in the middle of our roundabouts just to disrupt the traffic a little bit, and I think that's a great idea. So just add a few trees here. Just makes it a little bit harder when you're coming through to see the traffic on the other side, and so it makes the roundabout a little bit safer. So we get those 3 filled in like that. Definitely need to do the same out in here. Just enough there to block that view. And I guess I'll do the same in other ones too. Might as well while we're at it, right? Yeah, and at some point I'll get the other ones too, but it's like, you don't want to do too much at once of the same thing over and over again. That's how we get tired of specific games, and I think the City Skylines is no exception to that. If you're just doing the same thing over and over, then it will get old. So Walker House Park, we're going to leave most of this like this, but we will get a park in here. So we want to come in here. Oh, autosave, coffee time. We're going to make this a bigger park than what we've done the other ones, and let's just also do the park boundaries to actually come to the road here. Right, so then later on, like eventually, hopefully we'll have that land and we can do something there too. But for now, we'll just get started with this. So we'll get a road or an entrance, a main entrance over here, I guess. We'll get some side gates as well. We'll get some nice paths along here too. Let's get a path. Just comes around this way. We have to be careful because that is an abandoned house that could get destroyed if we aren't careful about the placement of our paths. And we don't have a way to replace it, I don't think, at least. Yeah, it's not one of the prop things that we can place. It's a building, but there's no way to place it if it gets destroyed. So that is one thing you always have to be careful about on a map. Some of the buildings that are part of the map may not be able to be replaced. There we go. So now we've got a lot of stuff in this park. We can get just a little bit of a plaza in here. That is going to be on a hill though. There, and so that's going to look really weird. In fact, this is all a hill, so we don't have too many options of where to put some of these things. Get one here. That'll work, I guess. Let's come back and we'll level land. That'll make it look a little bit better. Okay, then we want to come in and get a cafe. Definitely want one near this house up here. It'd be really nice to get one. I guess we build it out like that, and we might have to do something with the terrain to make that look a little bit more realistic. But that does give a nice view from the cafe itself. We'll level that a little bit and then try and smooth that a tiny bit there. Maybe what we can do, I think we have some good rocks that we could put in here. That's huge. Take that road or that path out. Yeah, we'll just have to go with the cliff texture there. Those are all too big. These are too small to really look. Okay, actually, the problem with these rocks is that they... Oh, that might work. A little bit. It's hard to get the right variety. Generally not one to say that move it is a necessity or other bonds, but they definitely come in handy when doing a little bit of detail work like this. You can just use move it to copy paste a little bit, or use prop line tool to get things in a straight line, but they're not really totally necessary for getting some of these things in place. That should work. It adds just a little bit of solid ground to that area there. Let's come back here and we will get whatever it is I have here, the restrooms, yeah. We'll put a couple of restrooms in. Hope we get an info booth over here actually. Okay, and that's pretty much all we can build right now. But we will come in here and have, we'll keep this at 10 units to get in here. It's going to be a little bit of a moneymaker. We don't have power over here, but that is fine. It will spread in a little bit. I mean, as we build around here, it definitely will fill in. Unemployment is 10%. Let's go ahead and add more jobs. Like this one is high school. We want to leave that whole block out. But we will get some buildings in this way. Come back this way and get a little bit of residential to make sure that power jumps. Right, there we are. Then, yeah, we're going to fill in a little bit around this high school, I think. Let's just go ahead and put a few trees around it. We don't have propping tree anarchy, but when you're building in vanilla, there is a little gap in between. Oh, small city, 11,000 people. Excellent. We can do a train. That is very exciting. But anyway, there's always a small gap between the road and the building. And if you are careful enough, you can get trees to be placed in that gap. You can do that on other spots too. Like here, there isn't the gap between the house and the road, but there is gaps between the houses themselves. And so if you try hard enough, you can get additional trees into your build, which really just add more flavor to things. But what I want to do here is we're just going to put the trees along here, and then that should help the area around the high school feel like perhaps it has a little bit of like a soccer pitch or something like that. Football pitch. Use the proper terminology here for a UK build. There we are. So yeah, they have a little bit more of a campus there now. And we have power that spreads all the way out to most of that park. So that is pretty good. It's going to have plenty of entertainment. That will get to level 2 as well. Now, the next thing I want to do is check unemployment 10%. And we're going to get our rail in here. So we'll start with the cargo rail. Cargo train terminal. And I think what we want to do is come this way and get a road in. Get a guessing game here to figure out exactly where we want it. Okay, that one, we need to go just a little bit, not quite as far. There we are. That's where I want this. So we'll get that there. Then we can come right here and get another track next to it, and we'll do one more here just to give it the feel of a rail yard. Then we'll bring, just trying to decide which of these tracks. I guess we'll bring this one. It can go straight this way. Then, of course, we don't have anarchy, so it's hard to get the rail just the way you want it to look realistic. This is where it's really going to look terrible, because it like automatically curves. But I wonder, that's not too bad there. Then this can come in that, I guess. That looks terrible. Then can we get these to connect here? Not really. What we could do is perhaps, it's not too bad. That might work. Yeah, I guess that works. I mean, there's sidings and stuff like that. It'll work okay. And they can come in there, so we just need to get water here. And you can see cargo is already being delivered over to the train station. Then we can zone all the way over to here, so that would be good too. Let's get the passenger train station in. Although here, I think what I want is I want to get a hub. Yeah, get a multi-platform in here, which is going to be a lot of money. Although it's only $9.60 a week, which is the same as the other train station, so it's only upfront money that we have to spend on this. That is very interesting. But it's also a little too big for what we want to do. But the problem is that I'm thinking that if we extend elsewhere, I'm going to want to have another train station in each tile that we expand to. And maybe even get a couple other lines going. Because we have space, or like the train is flat enough that if we build over here, we can get another passenger line coming out this way. Maybe even one coming down here if we make it that far. I don't think we'll make it that far. Yeah. So maybe we don't need a big one. I think we do. I like the big one. And I think as we grow, we're definitely going to have a bit of area built up around here. It's a little bit far from the downtown, from the original downtown, so maybe we don't want that. I'm doing a lot of thinking out loud here, if you haven't noticed. But I think, yeah, okay. I'm going to go against the original thought of the big one, and we're only going to have a small one here. And we want it to be over here. I don't think this region would have a really big rail, like it wouldn't be a central rail hub. There goes cargo train. And that reminds me that if we want that to be the through line, it might make sense to have the passenger one over here. Put this here. But we have to have space. Put that there, I guess. But yeah, we have to leave just enough space here. We don't have that tile yet, so we have to be careful. Hopefully that's enough for one train to fit in there. This is going to be a little bit of a problem, because we're going to have the rail crossing a little bit here. And there's limited things we can do with traffic. I mean, I guess we could do a flyover. Not really what I want to, especially with the cargo being the one flying over, but we're gonna do it. This will come this way. And here we're going to go up and over. So to make it as smooth of a journey as possible, we will go 10 squares and up one. Okay, so now that should be high enough. We can get a curve in over here. Then we should be able to come back down. And in. There we are. I guess that isn't too bad. It is a little bit steep, and a cargo train probably wouldn't make that journey, but it will work. Let's get some water out here. Also, let's maybe make this a little bit better. Now that we have our train in position here, let's just get our roundabout to be a little bit nicer for like our road leading into the train station. There we go. Okay, so then we just need power over here. And for now, we'll just bring a power line along the train track, which may actually stick for a while. Okay, so that should work. Now we can bring in our bus line closer to the train station. That one is coming this way. Then let's grab this one too, I guess. Though I think I want to flip those. Yeah. And then we need to get a crosswalk over here, which crosswalks in vanilla can be placed by changing the road a little bit. Like that. So now we've got a crosswalk there, which goes right over to the bus stop. So that should be working now. Let's check. Unemployment is 7%. So we can add more jobs again. I think we'll start filling this in now. And this was built, or this area was built out after, like around the time the train came in. So I think what we want to do, but we do have terrain to work with. What we'll do is we'll bring in, work with these terrain lines a little bit. Hopefully end up... That's not too bad. Get a few of these blobs in here. And then we'll be able to get some other roads in as well, I think. Like just enough of a hill that I can't build. I wanted to build like a square, but I don't think it makes sense to do that here. Oh, look at how many people are waiting for that bus. That is interesting to see. Right, so now that we've got these main roads in place, just bring a few up here like that, and then get another one over this way, just to fill this in a tiny bit. Yeah, I like that. Get one more that comes this way. That should work for now. We do have a little bit more space up here, though. There we are. Okay, so now we can come over this way again. And we're at 7%. I want to have commerce in here, I believe. And I actually want, if we come out this way and get this district a bit bigger, we could call this Newtown. And it's not quite organized the way a lot of new towns would be, but that's because of the hill. And I think perhaps once we get a little bit more out this way, we might have a little bit, like, I don't know, maybe it's hard to decide exactly how I want to do this build. Because I feel like it's not quite giving me the look that I wanted originally, but I can't quite place what is not right. It's just one of those things that I think we're going to have to live with, and then we'll get there eventually and be happy with it. And I think part of it could just be that it is vanilla, and so it isn't quite working. They're not quite... We don't have as much ability to have things be a nice custom look the way that I would like to. Do need to extend Patty District out this way. So this is all within here, and it probably wouldn't be. We're going to call this Paddy Industrial Estate. It's a very big area, and I don't know how much bigger I want to make it, but we could extend around to the other side of the cargo yard now. We can take out that little district as well. We'll decide that in a little bit. Tutbury College Park is level 2. I don't think we'd want to. There's nothing I really want to add to that one. Walker House Park is level 2 though as well, and I think we have. Do we have enough entertainment here to get to the next one? We do. So we just need to get more people there, and then that one will extend, and we'll get some more things unlocked there. Let's go ahead and upgrade more of our historic town. There we are. So Historic Hilton is coming together, and I like the look of this. As usual, there's always a few gaps that you wish you didn't have in there, but we can also come in here, and what we could do is we could put in a pathway. We might have space here. It looks like we don't. Oh, we do. We can get a path in like this. And that will add a little bit of like a little courtyard in there. And you can do that in other spots where you have just a little bit of a gap. What we'll do is we'll get another. I wish we could then come in here. That looks so weird. I'm gonna take that back out. It doesn't quite work here the way that I wanted it to, the market. And I think maybe eventually we can get we could get a building in there. Also, we do have some unique buildings that maybe we want. We want Amsterdam Palace over up there. Government offices, I don't think we need those in this town, although maybe we would have some, I guess. An old department store. That would go down here somewhere. By the train station. Could get that there. How much does this cost? $2,800 a week. We are not going to pay that. Not yet, at least. The city hall could go over here. Yeah, I think we would put that maybe a little closer and get a little park. Or, no, we'll put the park behind it. Yeah, we'll have this here. Oh, I didn't upgrade this road first. Okay, that's fine. What was that wall? No, that is Manor Gateway. Then we're going to just try and lessen some of the sharpness of this. You do have to be careful though, because the water is actually on the other side of this. Does that? We're paused, so I can do this. Oh, we have enough. There's enough there that we can work with here. Hopefully the water isn't too bad. Sometimes you see map makers put that berm in because the water flow is so great that it will overflow the boundary if you don't have it. But I think we're going to be okay here. And then we can work with that for a little park as well. Belmont Garden. Maybe that works? I'm not sure. We're here. Let's call it Hilton Hall Gardens. I think that will work. And then we will get a small park gate there, and we'll have it come over here too. And put another one here. That might not work because of the road. Sometimes when you are in vanilla, yeah, the gates don't always like to go on the road curves. There we go. Get it there. And then we can just have this path essentially just go right around here. And then get a little bit of trees here. Put them more in a line here. Also try to hide that water tower a little bit. Just bring this so that it is a little bit of an enclosed area right around Hilton Hall. So you can imagine that they would have events back in here, I think. Back by the river. Yeah. Try to get a little bit of color in here too. There we are. And we can get a little bit of ferns or something down by the river itself. There, I like that. It's a nice little space there. And then of course we have all of this growing. We added our train station, which is operating, and we have not had any trains come in, but you can see there's a person. They're getting ready to take the train somewhere, so that is functioning. The buses are working. The cargo, here comes a train. There we are. So we're going to have people taking the train and getting into our city, which is very good. And then, of course, plenty of cargo is being delivered. Let's check on traffic. 90% flow. Very good. I am pleased with that. Where are you all going here? We have a lot of people trying to leave the city here. Where the cargo is leaving, I suppose. Being exported. So it will be a little bit of an issue. I think we can come in here, actually. We've had stoplight or stop signs here. We can take them off. It's on the main road entering. I guess no, we'll keep it there. These ones we don't have to have. I don't know why they're stopping there. You don't have to stop. You have priority. Oh well. Vanilla, I tell you. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you next time. Take care.